from Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilori. All across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
Lovely evening to you. Many thanks for joining us on the news updates on 24 News Radio and Television. We are so sorry for starting behind schedule. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has faltered the federal government approval of new private universities despite its recent announcement of a 7-year moratorium on establishing new tertiary institutions. ASU, in a statement signed by its president Christopher Piwuna, questioned the rationale for the move, saying access to university education in Nigeria was no longer a challenge. The union lamented what it described as scandalous proliferation of universities, accusing past and present administrations of using licenses as political patronage. While commending the government for eventually adopting its call for a moratorium, ASU warned that creating more private institutions would worsen poor staffing, raise Nigerian universities from global ranking, and devalue degrees. The Federal Executive Council had on August 13 approved the suspension of new federal tertiary institutions for 7 years to strengthen existing ones. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa had argued that many universities were operating below capacity, with some northern institutions having fewer than 1,000 students. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Sokoto State has announced the commencement of the continuous voter registration exercise aimed at providing eligible citizens the opportunity to register, update their information, or replace lost permanent voter cards ahead of the 2027 general elections. Addressing journalists at the state headquarters in Sokoto, the resident electoral commissioner Umar Garba said the exercise will begin with online pre-registration on August 8, 2025, while physical clearance, physical registration at designated centers will commence on August 25, 2025, from 9 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. daily, Mondays to Friday, excluding public holidays. On requirement for registration, the REC stated that eligible citizens must provide a valid means of identification such as a national identity card, birth certificate, international passport, or driver's license. He warned against multiple registrations, stressing that it is a violation of the Electoral Act and attracts prosecution. The Commission appealed to the media, civil society groups, traditional and religious leaders to support sensitization efforts and ensure peaceful conduct during the exercise. The REC further assured residents that INEC is working closely with security agencies to guarantee a safe environment for registrants and staff, while urging citizens to report cases of obstruction, extortion, or irregularities at registration centers. The Kebbi state government has denied allegations that it has distributed substandard fertilizers mixed with sand to farmers across the state, describing the claim as false, mischievous, and an attempt to tarnish the image of Governor Nasser Idris' administration. Addressing journalists in Benin Kebbi, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Shahu Mazu, expressed dismay over the allegation, insisting that the government has never procured or distributed any adulterated fertilizer. The Commissioner advised members of opposition parties to always verify information before making public statements, stressing that misleading farmers with unfounded claims could undermine the government's effort to boost food production. Mazu urged farmers and residents to disregard such information, assuring them that Governor Nasser Idris remains committed to providing genuine and high-quality fertilizers free of charge to farmers to enhance productivity and ensure food security. He maintained that the governor's agricultural support initiatives are designed to improve farmers' revenue base and strengthen Kebbi's position as one of Nigeria's leading food producing states. This is still the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Still to come are news from the foreign scene and the world of sports. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break. You got to know that you're still there. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Over now to the foreign scene. Uganda has agreed to receive migrants who do not qualify to remain in the United States in Washington's latest attempt to speed up deportations. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has negotiated an arrangement to send people to third countries, among them El Salvador and Eswatini, which have been fiercely criticized by rights groups. At roughly 1.7 million, Uganda already hosts the largest refugee population in Africa, according to the United Nations, and is the latest East African country to announce such a deal with Washington, joining Rwanda and South Sudan. He said it was a temporary arrangement which specified that individuals with criminal records and unaccompanied minors will not be accepted. The UN's Refugee Agency notes that Uganda, led by President Museveni Yoweri, who has held power for almost 4 decades, has a progressive refugee policy, maintaining an open-door approach to asylum. And from the world of sport, Taiwanese Olympic champion boxer Lin Yutin will undergo compulsory gender testing ahead of the World Championship in Liverpool next month. Lin and Nigerian boxer Imani Khalif were embroiled in a gender role at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where they both won gold medals in different weight classes. World Boxing said that women wanting to compete at the World Boxing Championship in Liverpool would have to undergo mandatory sex testing under its new policy. Under the new policy, athletes over 18 who want to participate in a World Boxing sanctioned competition need to take a PCR to determine their sex at birth. Lin and Khalif both fought at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. There was no controversy at the time and neither won a medal. The pair were excluded from the International Boxing Association IBA 2023 World Championship after the IBA said they had failed gender eligibility test. However, the International Olympic Committee IOC allowed them both to compete in Paris, saying they had been victims of a sudden and arbitrary decision by the IBA. Neither Khalif nor Lin are transgender women. Both were born and raised as women, which is how they registered on their passport. World Boxing will organize the boxing competition at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics after being granted provisional recognition by the IOC. That is a wrap on the news update on 24 News Radio and Television. Do stay tuned for more programs to be coming your way. My name is Grace Mwafo. Do have a lovely evening.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilori, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news.